Well, first and foremost, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate your coverage. I guess we're basically 48 hours away. There's nothing like the feeling and excitement of opening day. It's amazing to think it's my 25th opening day as a coach. It makes me feel old, but it never does get old. More importantly, we're prepared. These guys are ready. Really excited to start competing against some different faces, and very excited about the 2025 season.
Coach, what have you done during the offseason to make this team your team? Clearly, you learned a lot from Gilly. You guys have been together a long time, but I'm sure you did some different things to make this program your program. What were some of those things you did?
Well, let me start by saying, unfortunately, change is inevitable. Gilly's missed. He will be missed. But fortunately, his standards and his legacy will continue on. I was fortunate to share a dugout with him 23 of the last 27 years, 21 as a coach and 2 as a player. So that's put me and our staff in position to be very confident in moving forward without him. But at the end of the day, he is a Hall of Fame coach, and replacing a Hall of Fame coach is not going to be easy. But again, we're confident in what we could do because of what he enabled us to do when he was the head coach and we worked under him.
Coach, how excited are you personally for opening day and just taking this team over and your first official year of being in charge of the program?
Very excited. It's a different challenge, which is exciting, and really the process is the same. It's just some of the responsibilities are a little bit different. So that's the biggest difference. We had to hire 6 new staff members. We brought in 18 new student athletes this year. So that was the biggest challenge. The number one thing that we had to do this summer when Gilly did was retire is assemble a staff. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with, and we're really fortunate that we feel like we assembled one of the best staffs in the entire country.
Coach, obviously with name of the game is pitching, coming into the season, where do y'all think you stand as compared to last year? Where do you think you started in terms of starting pitching? Where do you think you stand?
I'm going to be very honest with you. This is the deepest, best, most talented pitching staff we've had.
I guess how much of that is guys that came back from injury? It was a big part of the season story last year. How many guys were out? I think Botok, Horn, Morrison. Yeah. So those are the main guys coming back. Just how important is it to have those guys back, and how much of the depth is that?
Well, it's development, right? Guys have gotten better that are in the program. It's recruiting. We recruited some really good arms. And then it's the injury guys that are back. So it's a combination of all three. That said, right now, again, we haven't played an outside competition yet, but right now, we have 12 to 15 arms that could contribute, which is, absolutely the greatest number that we've had in a long time. We announced our 4 starters for this weekend, and all 4 are guys that could potentially be Friday night arms. We've never been in that situation before. So we're very excited about what that pitching staff looks like.
From 1 through 9, Coach, your batting lineup is as potent as anyone in the country. Just kind of your assessment of how you see that group going throughout the year as you guys hit this season running.
Well, we did lose 3 of our 4 best offensive players last year. Sam Ananachi scored 90 runs. He was an on-base percentage guy. Graham Brown led our team in slugging percentage. Those guys aren't going to be easy to replace. Obviously, we got Bo back and Barthel back, and we're expecting big things out of those 2. And then we've got some new faces that haven't performed and don't have the history those 2 guys have, but we feel like they have the ability and capability to be guys that will be able to step in and hopefully fill some of those holes that Sam left and Grant Brand left. But again, it's unproven right now. That's the biggest thing moving into this season is where we're at offensively and how we're going to score runs.
Some of those guys like Books and some of those other guys you got in there, just the opportunity for them to get better as the season goes. I'm assuming that's been the key for you during the offseason, getting those guys prepared for another year.
No doubt. We need Books to take that next step forward. We need Blake to put together a full season. Another name is Dean Mijos. Dean has really trended in the right direction. He's had an awesome preseason. We're expecting bigger things out of Dean this year. Ty Barango, Ty Dooley have been in the program for a couple of years now. Both of those guys are trending in the right direction. And then we have a couple transfers that we're excited about. We have a couple freshmen we're excited about. So we're still working it through, and I think you're going to see potentially 4 different lineups in these next 4 days, from opening day to Monday, to really see what the best team is to put us in the best situation to win.
Coach, for the additions that we're not yet familiar with, can you name just a couple guys, 3, 4 guys maybe that you're excited about and think will contribute the most?
Yeah, we had 2 junior college bats come in, both big, strong left-hand hitters, Thorndike and Huffman. Both of those guys are, again, moving in the right direction. They have the potential to be middle-of-the-order type hitters. Blagan Pato is a transfer. He came in with Coach Hawks from Longwood. He's got the skill set to be as talented as anybody on our team. Freddie Rodriguez is another transfer from Florida. He came from Barry University. Again, he has the skill set to be as talented as anybody on our team. Those guys stick out. We have a freshman catcher, Dom Tazi, who was hurt all fall, but this early spring through January and to this point has really impressed us, and he's moving in the right direction too. They're the main guys off the top of my head, but there's other guys that we feel like have the ability to contribute.
Coach, obviously, 2 years back, Teddy Sharkey was a great arm field in the 9th inning. And last year leading into it before Darren got hurt, it was looking like he had the potential to be that kind of person. You're talking about this being the most deep pitching lineup you've had in your time here. Who do you see as that 9th inning guy, that closer? Who you tend to be kind of in that role, or is it a platoon type situation?
Well, we're going to play it by ear initially, but Scott Dorn's a freshman from outside of Philadelphia, and you brought up Teddy Sharkey. He's got a Teddy Sharkey, Mike Morrison type curveball. He was our pitcher of the fall as a true freshman. We expect him to be in some very high leverage situations. As a true freshman, he's shown the maturity to handle that. So we're looking forward to him taking on a lot of big innings for us this spring.
Coach, you brought Connor back. Just talk about bringing him back to your staff and what he brings to the table in terms of just his knowledge of the game, and of course being one of those key members of that 16 team.
Well, there's not many people that love Coastal as much as he does. There's not many people that know Coastal baseball as well as he does. He's a national champion. He's a national champion person, and we're really fortunate to have him back. He's going to be able to provide a lot of knowledge to our players, and again, he's going to be he's got a bright future ahead of him as a coach. He's just got passion for the game, and he's going to be an immediate impact for us.
Coach, obviously former player Derek Bender, he made news previously several months ago. Did you ever have a conversation with him after the events occurred with him? Did y'all have a conversation? Did you ever reach out?
Yeah, Derek's a great kid. I mean, listen, we never turn our back on former Chanticleers. He's always a Chanticleer. It's unfortunate the situation that happened. I don't know the exacts, what's right, what's wrong, but he has our full support. He's always welcome here.
Did he ever reach out? Did y'all ever have a conversation after?
Absolutely, yeah. He's come back a couple times.
Caden Bodine is obviously racking up those preseason kind of accolades. Can you just talk about him as a player and what you've seen him in the offseason?
He's a great player. I'm going to soak it in one more year, unfortunately. I've been lucky to have a front row seat to watch him for 2 years. And unfortunately, I only have one more year left with him. But he's the best catcher in the country, and we're lucky to have him.
Coach, as you get into this season, obviously, there's lots of things that will be signs, things to come. What are some barometers you're looking for in this early season to kind of gauge on how the rest of it goes? Have you kind of come up with some of those things that you're looking at for as the season progresses?
No, I mean, our focus is just continuing to improve every single day. And the truth is we still have 2 more days of what we call training camp. I know Friday's right around the corner, but we have a big practice today. We have another one tomorrow, and we're really trying to keep that microscopic focus and really focusing on what's in front of us right now. It's today's practice, getting ourselves as prepared as we can for St. Joe's.